there. Happy New Year. Welcome back. Those of you who have been with us for the slow jam so far and are feeling good and warmed up like I am. And if you're just coming in cold, welcome. We're at the mid-tempo jam here, first of 2023. It's going to take a while to get used to saying that. So I believe we're starting with Cabin in Caroline, but first I'm going to just double check on the live streams here. Make sure we are on. So let's see. How's everyone doing out there? Be sure to chime in. Let me know where you are, how you're doing, how the weather is where you are. Here in Southern California, in San Diego County, we've had lots of rain, which has been downright wonderful. That's what we need. And of course, it's going to be sunny again soon enough. But we've been getting out in it. Had a rainy New Year's Day hike yesterday. It was quite nice. Okay, we're up and running. So I'll check in with everyone here in a moment. I'll get over to my click track here and we'll get started on Cabin in Caroline. A good old cabin song. So that's a good tempo. This one's in the key of G, and it goes 1 and a 1 and 4 and a 1, 1 and 1 and a 5, 1 and a 1 and 4 and a 1, 1 and a 5 and a 1, and 4 and 4 and 1, and 1 and 1 and a 5, 1 and a 1 and 4 and a 1, and a cabin in the hills of Caroline. Okay, so good old Lester and Earl song, right? You can hear Lester singing this one, Lester Flatt. And my kickoff would go something like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Something like that. So go ahead and kick us off here on Cabin in Caroline in the key of G. A 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's a cabin in the pines in the hills of Caroline, and a blue-eyed girl that's waiting there for me. I'll be coming back someday, and from her I'll never stray, in a cabin in the hills of Caroline, on a cabin in the shadow of the pines, and a blue-eyed girl way down in Caroline. Someday she'll be my wife, and we'll live a happy life in a cabin in the hills of Caroline. I got it. I'm packing my crib for that long, long trip back to It's late at night and the stars are shining bright, and the whippoorwill is calling from the hill. It's when I tell her of my love, true as the moon above, how I love her now and I know I always will. Oh, a cabin in the shadow of the pines, and a blue-eyed girl way down in Caroline. Someday she'll be my wife and we'll live a happy life in a cabin in the hills of Caroline. Cool. Woo! I gotta get myself hydrated a little bit. That's a hard song to sing for me. But I am just trying to get better, so I sing that kind of song. Of course, Lester's a half step higher because I think they tune sharp. So often when you're playing along with Flat and Scruggs, they're going to sound a half step higher because of that reason. So this song would sound like G sharp on their recording. But anyway, Lester was one heck of a singer. Do not underestimate that. Lester had a kind of a normal sounding voice. He didn't have the hard edge that Jimmy Martin had. He didn't have that crooning kind of sound like Mac Wiseman. He certainly didn't have that hard edge that Monroe had. But boy, he could sing. Okay, Drifting with the Tide. This is one from Reno and Smiley. We'll talk about some other good singers there. This is in the key of A. And it goes 1 and 1 and a 1, 5 and 5 and a 1, and 1 and 1 and a 1, 5 and 5 and a 1, 4 and 4 and 1, 1 and 1 and a 5. Find a tempo, and I'll show you how I kick this off. So this will be just a wee bit quicker than the last song, but still right here in this easy mid-tempo range. So I might kick it off like so. 1, 2, 3. Okay, go ahead and kick us off here in the key of A, Drifting with the Tide. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. As my boat draws near the harbor, knowing soon that you'll be mine. But if you change your mind, my darling, I'll go drifting with the tide. I have crossed the great wide ocean, I have waited for the time. But if another has you, darling, I'll go drifting with the tide. I got it. There we go, just like that. So that is a duet throughout, at least on the Reno and Smiley original. Del McCurry does a cool version of it too that's a little bit different. But when you're singing duet style throughout, it's important to get the words right. So those of you who were singing with me on that first verse caught me. As my boat draws near the harbor, praying soon, knowing soon that you'll be mine. But if another has you, darling, that's what I should have said. I said, if you change your mind, my darling. But that only happens in the third verse. If you change your mind, my darling. So there you go. And again, this is I try to be as accurate as possible, just because if I was jamming with you, I would try to do the same thing. But I'll let you know if I consciously make a mistake like that, so you don't use this as a solid reference for learning that song. Okay, how is everybody doing? Here on YouTube, Sandy is back on track with good Wi-Fi so far this time in Bakersfield. Hi, Brian Rivera. Hello, Summer and Dominification in Western Australia in the morning. Thanks for picking along. And hello, sorry, not Brian Rivera, Brian Rivers. I'm nearsighted. Picking along in Cincinnati, Ohio. Well, good for you. I guess you can come back to the game. If you're watching the game, don't tell me what happens, because I want to watch the highlights later. Hello, Randy Martin, picking along on your HD28 in Denver, 25 degrees. And watching Monday Night Football at the same time. That's fine. Hi, Barry Shaw, back for the mid-tempo. I've actually done gigs where I was like glancing at the TV because I wanted there was a game on. But I can't do that while I'm doing this at the same time. It would be too distracting. But I am interested in that game, and I'm going to watch the highlight reel later. What's going on here in Facebook world? I am not on the proper page. Okay, I'm going to refresh here. It looks like I was watching the slow jam on that page from earlier. Okay, while I'm figuring that out, let's get tuned up for Little Annie in the key of C. Good old song from the Carter family. And there's lots of different versions. The version that I do is kind of like the Lilly Brothers version. Not to confuse all you California folks who know the Vern Williams version. It's the same thing unless you're trying to sing harmony on the chorus. That's where it gets slightly different for the harmony part. Here we go, mid-tempo. All right. I'm pulling this up on my laptop that's moving slower and slower these days, kind of like I am. Hi, David Holcamp. Nice to see you in New Mexico, picking along. Hi, Clark in Buena Vista. Hi, Ava. You're back up there in Arcata, Northern California. Hi, Kara and Ezra joining. If it's in the key of C, all right. Well, this one's in the key of C up in Alaska. Thanks for picking along. Hi, Mary Jane in San Diego. Hi, David and Astos in Colorado, I believe. And hello, Andy in the UK. Andy Nowak. Hey, good to see you there. Andy, it's been a while. Okay, this is Little Annie in the key of C, and it goes. And a 1 and 1 and 4, and a 1 and a 1 and a 5, and a 1 and 1 and a 4, and a 1 and a 5 and a 1. Chorus to the 5. 5 and 5 and a 1. So my kickoff, since I play this song often, and it was kind of like my pet song of the week for quite a while, I actually have a kickoff for this, and it goes. I'll get a tempo going here so you can hear it in better context with the click. My kickoff goes 1, 2, 3. Okay. Kick us off in the key of C here on Little Annie. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Once more, little Annie, I must leave you. We shall part at the end of the lane. But promise me, little Annie, you'll be waiting when the springtime comes again. When the springtime comes on the mountain and the wildflowers are scattered o'er the plain, I will watch for the leaves to return to their trees. I'll be waiting when the springtime comes again. I'll take it. You take it to chorus. Caught me trying to talk while I play, which I can't do. So next time you'll start it on the verse section and you'll pass it over to me for the chorus. All right. When the sun shines down on the mountain and the wild sheep are wandering all alone, and the birds and the bees are a-humming, makes me think springtime won't be very long. When the springtime comes on the mountain and the wildflowers scattered o'er the plain, I will watch for the leaves to return to their trees. I'll be waiting when the springtime comes again. Play. Springtime is here, little Annie. I am on my way back to the lane where you promised me, little Annie, you'd be waiting when the springtime comes again. Last chorus. When the springtime comes on the mountain and the wildflowers are scattered o'er the plain, I will watch for the leaves to return to their trees. I'll be waiting when the springtime comes again. I will watch for the leaves to return to their trees. I'll be waiting when the springtime comes again. Okay. Fun, Little Annie. Okay, next on the list we got Big Sciota, or Big Sciota, depending on where you're from and how you talk. So let's turn up the tempo just a tiny bit, maybe a couple clicks here. Still nicely mid-tempo. This is not fast, it's not slow. And here's the changes to this song. This tune, I should say. This is a fiddle tune. It goes, and a G, Y. We're in G. I'm going to use numbers. 1, 2, 3. And a 1 and a 5 and a 1. And a 1 and a 5 and a 1. And a 1 and a 4. 5 and a 5 and a 1. 1 and a 5 and a 1 and a 4. 5 and a 1. 1 and a 5. 5 and a 4. 4 and a 6 minor and a 5 and a 1. 1 and a 5. 5 and a 4. 4 and a 6 minor and 5 and a 1. Okay. I hope that's entertaining, hearing me trying to sing the fiddle tunes. In any case, I'm going to kick it off, and it'll go me, you, me, you, me, you. 3 times all the way through with no tag. Big Sciota in G. Cool. Feels good to let loose a little bit on a good fiddle tune. That song is just fun to play. It never really gets old for me. 8 more miles to Louisville. Okay. This is a good old number here from Grandpa Jones. Of course, you've heard a bunch of different folks probably do this song. Sam Bush likes to play it. I really enjoyed hearing Jack Lawrence do this song with Doc Watson during the Doc and Jack era. And I went back and listened to a couple versions of this just to see, because I'd started putting a little pause between verses and choruses and putting a little pause at the end of the chorus before the break. And that's the way I think we may have done it most of the times. We've done it on the jam together, but I noticed that nobody else does that, including the original Grandpa Jones version. So tonight we're just going to go straight from one thing to the next without a pause. So here's how it goes. In the key of E, and a 1 5 1 4 1 5 1 1 5 1 4 1 and a 5 4 and a 1 1 and a 5 1 5 1 4 1 5 1 8 more miles to Louisville, 4 and a 1 1 5 4 and 1 1 and a 5 1 4 5 1 4 1 5 1. So that little 1 5 1 4, you can play that with an ascending bass line by going. That's extra credit. You could just play the straight chords in root position the whole time. Okay, so my kickoff, I'll find a click track. So I'm going to crank it up I'm just going to inch our way up here. This is not going to feel much faster. But here's my kickoff. 1, 2, 3. So we'll do like, your typical trail offs at the end of breaks, but we're not going to pause going into a verse. Sorry, we're not going to pause going from verse to chorus, and we're not going to pause going from chorus to break. That was the reform that I made this week. Now, that's me kind of cross-picking a version of the intro. If you hear Sam's version or some other versions, you might hear this little sequence. That kind of thing. If you're a mandolin player, you should just learn that Sam Bush kickoff because it's so good. He does some cool arpeggios and makes it real fiddly. He's in the key of G in his version, but I would learn that version note for note if I was studying mandolin. Here we go. 8 more miles to Louisville in the key of E. Go ahead and kick us off. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I've traveled o'er this country wide, seeking fortune fair. I've been down the 2 coastlines, I've traveled everywhere. Portland east, Portland west, back along the line. I'm going down to the place that's best, that old hometown of mine. Oh, 8 more miles to Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles on this old road, and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, the hometown of my heart. I got it. I'm sure that there's a girl you know that you like best of all. Well, mine lives down in Louisville. She's long and she is tall. A girl her kind you will not find rambling o'er the land. I'm on my way this very day to win her heart and hand. Oh, 8 more miles to Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles in this old road and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, the hometown of my heart. I have a picture in my mind of a place we'll call our home. A humble little hut for two we'll never want to roam. The place that's right for that love site is in those bluegrass hills, where gently flows the Ohio by a place called Louisville. Oh, 8 more miles to Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles on this old road and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, the hometown of my heart. Me then you. Oh, 8 more miles to Louisville will come into my view. 8 more miles on this old road and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, the hometown of my heart. Neat. I wanted another go at that break, and I'm sure you did also. When you're in that sequence and you're locked into it, it makes a lot of sense. If you're riffing and trying to make variations on it, it's easy to miss one of those 4 chords or one of those little quick changes that goes by. And you want to catch every one of those, right? I do. So a note to many of you on here, and most of you already know this, that I kind of like to swing for the fences when I'm in this scenario. Sometimes I try to keep it really tight and really simple, but I want you to see me like go through the process of trying to like come up with something really great. So if you're working on real basic versions of these and you're not swinging for the fences, that's great. If you're working on musicality and trying to just get every note right. Now I'm trying to do that, but I'm trying to do that with really advanced stuff. So you'll see me stumble often at these little play-alongs, because I'm in the mentality that I'm in a jam with you. I'm not in a performing mentality. If I was performing, I would really like maybe simplify some of the things to try to get it right. But you're watching me swing for the fences, and sometimes I will kind of go back and try it again. I'll say, hey, give me another chance, or me then you, or let's take that around again, etc. You know the language I'm speaking. But in case you didn't, that's an explanation of it. Okay, President Garfield's Hornpipe. Now this was kind of a pet song that I assigned to everybody last week. And I've got 2 versions of this tune recorded, and one of them is called Blue Water Hornpipe, that I recorded with Robin Kessinger in 2018 on our release, Kanawha County Flatpickin'. The other version I did back in 2010 with Bill Nershi on my Up the Neck album. So I'm kind of somewhere in the middle of the 2 versions. So don't mind me if you've got one or the other of those locked in, and mine is ever so slightly different. It's going to sound great with us playing them together. So here's an opportunity, if you've worked up the twin part, which maybe some of you have, that when I kick it off, I'm going to play the lead part, the standard melody. And by twin part, I mean the harmony part. If you have worked that up, now's your chance to play that part along with me. So here's how we're going to do it. And then later on in the tune, here's what'll happen. Okay. First time through, I'm going to play the melody, and you're welcome to join me. You can do whatever you want. It's your home. But you're welcome to play that twin part with me, the harmony part. My second break, I will play the twin part, and you can play the regular melody, if that makes any sense. It might be tricky for you coming right out of your first break into it, but if you're playing the melody that first time, no, you're playing the harmony the first time through, so I'm talking way too much. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play the melody first, and then the next time through, I'll just take a break. But then, so we'll go me playing melody, then you, then me taking a break, then you. Then the third time through, I'm going to go ahead and play the harmony part, the twin part. And you're welcome to play the melody with me. Does that make sense? Okay, let's do that. So first time through, I'm playing melody. Second time through, I'm taking a break. Third time through, I'm playing the harmony, or the twin part. And all of your breaks, you can do whatever you want. In any case, this sounds like this. And in B flat, and a 1, and a 1, and a 1, and a 1, 5, and a 5, and a 5, and a 5, and a 1, and a 1, and a 1, and a 1, 5, and a 1, and a 1, and a 1, and a 1, and a 5, and a 5, and a 5, and a 5, and a 1, and a 1, 5, and a 1, 4, 4, and a 1, and a 1, and a 5, 5, and a 1, and a 1, 4, and a 4, and a 1, and a 1, 5, and a 5, and a 1, and a 4, 4, and a 1, and a 1, 5, 5, and a 1, and a 1, 4, 4, and a 1, and a 1, 5, and a 1. Okay, here we go. So again, first time through, I'm playing the standard melody. Second time through, I'm taking a break. Third time through, I'm playing the harmony part, or the twin part of the melody. Okay, that makes sense. Here we go. I'll kick us off on President Garfield's Hornpipe in B flat. But I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Here we go. Okay, I already messed that up. So I did way too much explaining. Forgive me about that. Here we go. We're going to play the darn tune right now. President Garfield's Hornpipe. Oh man, okay. Apologies, I'm gonna ask for a do-over. I promised I would practice this tune, and I really kind of forgot, to be honest. So it's in there now, don't you worry. I'm gonna get it right. Same arrangement. Thank you for the do-over. President Garfield's Hornpipe in B flat. play the melody, I'll play the harmony. Last time. Okay, since I was less than perfect on my versions, I'm going to do something we don't always do. I'm just going to take a moment to kind of go over these parts really quick. So I'm going to turn on a slower click, and I'm going to play the lead part right now. I'm going to do taters and play one time through the lead part if you would like to practice the twin part. And this way you have a reference to come back to if you want to learn this note for note from me. And then we'll come back and I'll do this with the harmony part. Okay, so here's the lead part. Pretty close. Okay, so now here is the twin part if you want to play the lead, and here's the harmony. Here we go. Try that one more time. Here we go. Last time. This is the proper twin part. Okay, so we could maybe practice that again for maybe not next week, but maybe in a couple weeks. We'll come back to that one. So, hey, there you go. It was a holiday week. I had lots of family in town. I didn't get to practice on everything that I intended to. But I bet you did, and I bet you sounded great on President Garfield's Hornpipe. Okay, while we're in B flat, let's get to the old home place. I know a lot of folks do this one in B, but B flat is more of a better range for my voice. So this goes 1 and a 3 dominant. So it's hard to explain exactly what this chord is. I call it the 3 dominant or the 3 chord. but it's a B7 out of this position I'm in, which is capo 3 G position. But it's a concert D7, so B flat, D7, E flat, etc. But I'm just going to call it the dominant 3. So 1 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 1, 1 and a 5, 1 and 3 and 4 and a 1, 1 and a 5 and a 1. And the chorus is 5 and a 5 and a 1 and a 1, 2 dominant to the 5, and 1 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1, 1 and a 5 and a 1. Okay, and my kickoff, I'll find a tempo here for us. My kickoff will go something like, one, two, three. Something like that. You don't have to get those notes from that three dominant chord in there. You could just go and stick to the melody and don't worry about those other notes, and it'll come out just fine. Anyway, kick us off here on Old Home Place in the key of B flat. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's been 10 long years since I left my home in the holler where I was born, where the cool fall nights make the wood smoke rise and the fox hunter blows his horn. I fell in love with a girl from the town. I thought that she would be true. To Charlottesville and worked in a sawmill crew. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? And why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in a town? I got it. Somebody else, the terrorist stuck on the pay. Now here I stand where the old home stood before they took it away. Now the geese fly south and the cold wind moans as I stand here and hang my head. I've lost my love, I've lost my home, I was dead. What have they done to the old home place? Why did they tear it down? reason why did I leave my plow in the field and look for a job in the town? Okay, the old home place. How's everyone doing? I'm gonna give one last check-in here. The mid-tempo jam. Cool. Hi, Matt McMurray. Growth mindset. That's right. We're all working on this together. Hi, Wes Hunter in Wilmington, North Carolina. Lovely town. Hello, Andy Nowak. Hello, everybody. Picking along on Facebook. Hi, James Davis over on YouTube. Hi, Stephen Belk from Arkansas. Mike LeBlue is hanging in there. Rob Irene is in Delaware. Jack McGuire is back. Tyler Van Valkenburg is back. Barry Schaub is back for mid-tempo. And we got lots of folks over here on YouTube. Cool. So here on the mid-tempo jam, we got 2 more songs left. And this is another kind of departure from your standard bluegrass repertoire with Old-Fashioned Love. That good old-fashioned love in my heart. This is an old Bob Wills number that most people play in a kind of a swing kind of style. And we're in the key of B. I'm actually going to capo 2 on this. And we're going to do this a little more kind of bluegrassy. So I will kind of opt out of the swing style chords and just run you through the bluegrass versions of these chords. So in the key of B, I'm playing out of A position capo 2. In any case, it's 1 and a 5 and a 1 and a 4 and a 4 and a 1 and a 4 and a 1. Here is a dominant of the 6th chord. So that's a 3 dominant. So in this case it's a D sharp 7 concert wise. I'm playing a C sharp 7 because I'm capoed. But anyway, it's the 5 of that 6 minor chord. Okay? Then a dominant 2 and a 5. 1 and a 5 and a 1. And 4 and a 4 and a 1. And a 4 and a 1. 5 of the 6 to the 6. 2, 5 and a 1. So one more time. Got that old-fashioned love in my heart. And 4 and 4 and a 1. And a 4 and a 1. The 5 of the 6 to the 6. And a 2 and a 2 and a 5. Got that old-fashioned 5 to the 1. And 4 and 4 and a 1. And a 4 and a 1. The 5 and the 6 to the 6. And the 2 and a 5 and a 1. And my kickoff might be something like... I'm just playing the melody, basically. And you will get that, if you don't know this song yet, you'll get it after just playing it and hearing that melody a little bit. And there's only one verse, so, you know, I'll sing the same verse later, the second time. So right now, let's find a tempo. Good old-fashioned love in my heart. It's a good tempo, right where we're at. Okay, so go ahead and kick us off on... Old-Fashioned Love in the key of B. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That old-fashioned love in my heart, and there it will always remain, like an ivy clinging vine, clinging closer all the time, through the years, the joy, the tears, all the same. Got that old-fashioned faith in my heart, and nothing can tear it apart. Dry land will turn to sea, but there ain't no change in me. Got that old-fashioned love in my heart. Me then you.
all the same. Got that old-fashioned faith in my heart, and nothing can tear it apart. Dry land will turn to sea, but there ain't no change in me. Got that old-fashioned love in my heart. Well, that was a fun experiment. Let me know if you enjoyed that. It's good to just get another song in there, and I want to kind of turn some of you onto the swing style if you're not that into it yet, because it's fun. It's fun to eventually get those poppin' little swing chords going. But that was a cool little bluegrass version of Old-Fashioned Love. So thanks for bearing with that. Okay, we got one more song here, and I just thought this was a clever little move to go from Old-Fashioned Love to Unwanted Love. And this is a song I've never done before. I just kind of started getting into it this week. Had the great pleasure and honor of singing tenor
to Dudley Connell at a jam session last summer at Augusta Bluegrass Week in West Virginia, where he was teaching rhythm guitar, and I was teaching beginning guitar that time around, and we were having a late night jam, and we convinced Dudley to sing "Unwanted Love," and I got to sing tenor with him. But I've never tried to lead the song before, so I got my lyric sheet here, and this is a song from Reno and Smiley, but I'm kind of like, I'm singing it more like the Johnson Mountain Boys version on the chorus. Because I figure that's probably what most of you are familiar with. If you're familiar with this song at all. Anyway, it's just a straight 1-4-5 all the way through. 1 and a 1 and a 4 and a 5 and 5 and 1 and a 1 and a 1 and a 4 and a 5 and a 5 and a 1. That's the whole thing. And if I'm kicking it off, I might go, and again, I'll find a tempo first. This is going to be a little quicker than we've been, but we are gearing up for the fast jam, which is coming right up. Wanted love. It's a good tempo. So my kickoff might go something like 1, 2, 3. Something like that. So go ahead and kick us off here on Unwanted Love in the key of B. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Chance on another broken heart lies false romance. Wanted and unwanted love to share all this misery and pain of a heart that's unwanted and loved and unwilling to gamble again. Got it? I'm sure someone whose love not sincere. I don't want someone who hasn't known how it feels to love and be alone. Wanted and unwanted love to share all this misery and pain of a heart that's unwanted and loved and unwilling to gamble again. Just like me, alone, footloose and fancy free, yet chained to a love they'll never claim, and afraid to ever love again. Wanted and unwanted love to share all this misery and pain of a heart that's unwanted and loved and unwilling to gamble again. Me than you. loved and lost. Someone who's known the thrill and paid the cost. Someone who says they'll never take a chance. On another broken heart lies false romance. Wanted and unwanted love, to share all this misery and pain. Of a heart that's unwanted and loved, and unwilling to gamble again. All right. Cool. Well, a few new ones in there tonight, and thanks for bearing with me there. And we'll get that President Garfield's Hornpipe. Hopefully you want another chance at that like I do. Anyhow, this has been real fun. I'm going to shut it down and be back in about 15 minutes here for the Fast Jam, which is going to pick up right here where we left off. So come on back and see us then at quarter after. Happy New Year, everybody.